So today we're just going to show the simple operation of a single hung window. So first thing you want to do is unlock the locks. Most of the time there's going to be 2 locks. On smaller windows there may be 1, but most of the time there's 2. So to properly tilt the window, you want to raise that window up at least a fist. Even better yet, the higher the better. And then there's 2 tilt latches, one on each side, that you depress the latch and start to tilt the window in. So ideally, when the window is up about 1/2 to 2/3, you can tilt that window down and rest it on the sill, and it doesn't give too much pressure on the window, so you can just let it hang there. And then from here, you can wash the side of the window, the back, the front, and get it clean. To remove the screen, there's a pull tab at the top here. You just pull down and in, and it opens or pulls the screen in, and you just lift up and out. To put back in, you just do the opposite, but you can also clean your window from this side on the inside. Put the screen back in. There's a track at the bottom that you can just put that bottom screen into, and it locks into place. Then when you go to tilt that window back up, I always like to rock it a little just to make sure the pivot bars are securely in the shoe, because there's little breaks in the shoe that are engaged when the window is tilted down, and if they're not in there properly, when you go to tilt the move, that means that brake is still set and there's something wrong. If at that point you try to push the window down, you might end up breaking either the shoe or the bottom of the sash. So what I like to do is if it's not working properly, you tilt it back down again. Just make sure these metal pivot bars are seated nice into the shoe. Kind of rock it again, put it up in. You're good to go, and then you're good to shut the window and lock it. If you ever have to remove the sash, I don't recommend doing it very often, but if you ever had to for any reason, the best way to go about it is to lift it up about that fist length again, tilt the sash in. I like to go down a little bit to make sure that the brakes are in the brake position, and then with the 90-degree angle, you put a little pressure on one side to lift up the, there's no weight on the window, so there you go. So you lift up until the pivot bar comes out on one side and the other side. These are the pivot bars, and they rest inside of the shoe. And then to get it back in, you do the opposite. I usually start with the lower end first, and then you push in and push down until you get it about level, and then you can rock it back up. And as you get closer to the top, it'll kind of self-align and get back in to the point where you can lock it and you're all set to go.